Imagine a world where the underdog triumphs against all odds, where a small nation defies the colossal pressures of a superpower and secures its freedom. This isn't just a fairy tale. It could have been the reality if the Hungarian Revolution of 1956 had succeeded. The Hungarian Revolution, a spontaneous nationwide revolt against the Soviet-imposed policies, was brutally crushed, its dreams of freedom and democracy shattered. But what if it hadn't been? What if, against all odds, the Hungarian people had succeeded? Firstly, the success of the Hungarian Revolution would have radically altered the political landscape of Eastern Europe. Hungary could have become a beacon of democracy and independence during the Cold War, inspiring other Soviet satellite states to challenge Moscow's grip. Picture a domino effect, with countries like Czechoslovakia, Poland, and East Germany finding the courage sooner to demand their autonomy and rights, potentially hastening the end of the Soviet Union and changing the course of history. The success of the revolution could have also had profound implications for the Cold War dynamics. The Soviet Union's failure to keep Hungary within its sphere of influence would signify a major loss of face. It could have weakened Soviet control over the Eastern Bloc and thus altered the United States and NATO's strategic calculations. This shift in power dynamics would likely have led to an early thaw in the icy relations between the East and the West, possibly averting some of the crises that followed, like the construction of the Berlin Wall or the Cuban Missile Crisis. But on a more human level, imagine the lives that would have been saved and the suffering avoided if the revolution had succeeded. The brutal crackdown led to thousands of deaths and caused nearly 250,000 Hungarians to flee as refugees. Families were torn apart, lives were irreparably damaged, and the scars left on the Hungarian psyche run deep even today. The success of the revolution would mean that these years of oppression, loss, and exile would have been prevented. The Hungarian people would have had the chance to build their country on their terms, fostering a sense of national pride and belonging that was brutally stripped away. Moreover, the cultural renaissance that had begun to blossom in Hungary before the Soviet intervention could have flourished. Censorship and the stifling control of ideas would have ended, potentially making Hungary a cultural powerhouse in Europe. This renaissance would have enriched not only Hungary, but also the wider world, fostering greater cross-cultural understanding and cooperation during a period defined by division and suspicion. In conclusion, the success of the Hungarian Revolution of 1956 could have reshaped our world in profound ways, from accelerating the end of the Cold War to preventing the suffering of thousands. It stands as a poignant reminder of the power of the human spirit to challenge tyranny and the importance of fighting for freedom and democracy. The failed revolution is not just a historic footnote. It is a call to remember what could have been and to honor those whose dreams of a free Hungary were never realized.